Dear student, welcome to Chemistry Academy by Tanzil Sir, Fajandar Junior College, Vahur. Now, our recent topic is chemical thermodynamics. Now, in case of chemical thermodynamics, so far an important concept we have discussed. First one is system, surrounding, boundary, type of system, then state function, internal energy, enthalpy, process, different type of process, first law of thermodynamics and first law of thermodynamics in different process. Now, after that, an important concept, that is enthalpies of physical transformation, we have discussed. Now our next point is Hess's law of constant heat summation. An important concept is there, Hess's law of constant heat summation. Student, a Russian chemist in 1840 proposed a law related to heat changes taking place in the chemical reaction, and this law is Hess's law of constant heat summation. Now, what is Hess's law? Hess's law states that overall the enthalpy change for a reaction is equal to sum of enthalpy changes of individual step in the reaction. Let me revise once again. What is Hess's law? The law states that overall the enthalpy change for a reaction is equal to sum of enthalpy changes of individual step in the reaction. Now let me explain this concept, and after that again we will come to the statement of Hess's law. Consider the formation, or we can say synthesis of ammonia gas. The molecular formula of ammonia is NH3. Now this ammonia gas we can prepare by two methods. Now this one is method number 1, this one is your method number 2. Now in second method, ammonia gas is prepared in single step directly. When hydrogen gas react with nitrogen gas, it convert into ammonia gas in 11th. In Haber process, this concept is given. So in second method, directly we can prepare the ammonia by reacting hydrogen gas with nitrogen gas, and during this formation of ammonia, the change in enthalpy is minus 92.2 kilojoule. The change in enthalpy is minus 92.2 kilojoule. Student, our aim or target is to synthesize, to prepare ammonia gas. Now in first step, or we can say in second method, we have discussed how to prepare the ammonia gas. Now in another method, our method number 1, we can prepare ammonia gas in two steps. Here two steps are given. In first step, hydrogen gas H2 react with nitrogen gas N2, it form N2H4. It form N2H4, a gaseous molecule, which in second step react with again hydrogen gas. This gas form in first step N2H4 react with hydrogen gas, it convert into twice of ammonia, that is NH3. Now our target is to prepare ammonia gas. Now in this case we have prepared ammonia gas in two steps. The change in enthalpy in first step is 95.4 kilojoule, and the change in enthalpy in second step is minus 187.6. Since this reaction is in two steps, so how to find out the change in enthalpy of the reaction? How to find out the change in enthalpy of the reaction? Means we have to find out delta H. So how to find out the delta H? So delta H we can find out by sum of delta H1 plus delta H2. Sum of delta H1 plus delta H2. Now delta H1 is 95.4 kilojoule plus delta H2 is minus 187.6. Just simple calculation, 95.4 minus 187.6. So your answer will be minus 92.2 kilojoule. Our answer will be minus 92.2 kilojoule. It means the change in enthalpy is same whether the reaction take place in one step or reaction take place in many step, and that law is called as Hess's law of constant heat summation. Dear student, are you getting my point? The change in enthalpy for the reaction is same whether it take place in one step, it take place in one step, or it take place in many step. The change in enthalpy is same or equal, and this law is called as Hess's law of constant heat summation. Let me revise once again, what is Hess's law of constant heat summation? So overall the enthalpy change for a reaction is equal to sum of enthalpy changes of individual step in the reaction. Now individual step means we can say step 1 and step 2, and this law is called as a Hess's law of constant heat summation. Now students, here one point is given, what are the application of Hess's law. Now the statement with example we have discussed. Now next concept is given, what is the application, use of Hess's law. Now a simple first use is given. It is used to calculate enthalpy of reaction which does not take place directly. It is used to calculate enthalpy of reaction which does not take place directly. Means our first method here, it take place in two step. And how to find out the change in enthalpy of overall reaction? So delta H is equal to delta H1 plus delta H2. ना सपोज मेरे रिएक्शन में तीन स्टेप्स है, तो वो तीन स्टेप है, तो वो ओवरऑल रिएक्शन का मैं चेंज इन एंथैल्पी कैसा फाइंड आउट करूंगा? सो डेल्टा H इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा H1 प्लस डेल्टा H2 प्लस डेल्टा H3. वो मैं तीनों इंडिविजुअल स्टेप का जो चेंज इन एंथैल्पी है उसका समेशन करूंगा, मैं एडिशन करूंगा. दैट इज माय फर्स्ट application of Hess's law of constant heat summation. Now second is given, it is used to calculate enthalpy of formation, combustion, ionization, neutralization. What is the second application of Hess's law? This law, or it is used to calculate the enthalpy of formation, combustion, neutralization, ionization. Now third use is given, it is used to calculate the enthalpy of a reaction of those reaction which take place very slow. Means by using Hess's law we can find out the change in enthalpy of very slow reaction as well as to find out the change in enthalpy of very fast reaction. So these are the some application of Hess's law which is necessary in our syllabus. Now after Hess's law, our next concept is a spontaneous process. Student, here we will discuss the difference between a spontaneous and non-spontaneous process, and related to spontaneous process a next and important concept is given, that also we have to discuss. Now our point, what is a spontaneous process? A process that take place on its own without the external influence called as a spontaneous process. What is a spontaneous process? A process that take place on its own without the external influence called as a spontaneous process. Simple example, water rainfall. बारिश के दिनों में हमने वाटर रेनफॉल देखी है. नाउ इन केस ऑफ वाटर रेनफॉल, द वाटर फ्लो फ्रॉम हाई लेवल टू लो लेवल. नाउ सपोज दिस वन इज योर वाटर रेनफॉल, तो यहाँ वाटर रेनफॉल में क्या होता है कि वाटर कहाँ से फ्लो करता है, वाटर फ्लो फ्रॉम हाई लेवल टू लो लेवल, मीन्स हायर एनर्जी लेवल टू लोअर एनर्जी लेवल। और स्टूडेंट्स एक बात हमेशा याद रखो, जब भी कोई चीज हाई एनर्जी लेवल से लो एनर्जी लेवल में आती है तो वो काय के लिए आती है, टू अटेंड द स्टेबिलिटी, and everything want to attain the stability, every molecules, atom, compounds, elements attempt to form the stability। तो जब भी कोई चीज हायर एनर्जी लेवल से लो एनर्जी लेवल में आएगा तो वो काय के लिए आता है, टू अटेंड द स्टेबिलिटी। एंड वी नो stability, it is inversely proportional to energy. Stability, it is inversely proportional to energy. Now our concept is a spontaneous process. Now what is a spontaneous process? A process that take place on its own without the external influence, मीन्स वहां अपन कोई बाहर का एनर्जी अप्लाई, कोई बाहर का फोर्स अप्लाई नहीं करेंगे। जैसे मैंने यहाँ एग्जांपल लिखा, द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर फ्रॉम हायर लेवल टू लोअर लेवल, इट इज बेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस। नाउ सेकंड एग्जांपल हम ले सकते हैं, ice, melting of ice, so that melting of ice, it is also the example of the spontaneous process। just take ice, उसको open स्पेस में रख दो, ऑटोमेटिकली वो आइस मेल्ट होना शुरू हो जाएगा। हम वहाँ कोई हीटिंग, कोई एनर्जी, कोई फोर्स अप्लाई नहीं करते। दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एज द स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस। और अगर कोई प्रोसेस के लिए मुझे कोई एक्सटर्नल इन्फ्लुएंस, कोई एनर्जी या कोई फोर्स अप्लाई करना पड़ रहा है तो वो प्रोसेस को अपन बोलते हैं नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस। एग्जैक्टली अपोजिट टू स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस मेरा कंसेप्ट क्या आएगा, नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस process। So our point is spontaneous process। So dear student, try to remember all spontaneous process are natural process। जितने भी स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस रहते हैं ये सब क्या रहते हैं, तुम्हारे नेचुरल प्रोसेस रहते हैं। ऑल स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस आर इरिवर्सिबल। जितने भी स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस रहते हैं वो इरिवर्सिबल। जैसे मैंने यहां लिखा, द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर फ्रॉम हाई लेवल टू लो लेवल, तो ये यूनिडायरेक्शनल रहेगा विदाउट एक्सटर्नल इन्फ्लुएंस। यूनिडायरेक्शनल मतलब ये एक ही डायरेक्शन में फ्लो करेंगे, फ्रॉम हायर एनर्जी लेवल टू लो एनर्जी लेवल। ये जब तक कि कोई एनर्जी या मशीन अप्लाई नहीं करेंगे, लो एनर्जी लेवल से हाई एनर्जी लेवल में नहीं जाएगा। एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द यूनिडायरेक्शनल, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड ऑल स्पॉन्टेनियस प्रोसेस आर नेचुरल प्रोसेस, all spontaneous process are irreversible in nature। So this is my concept, spontaneous process which is natural and irreversible in nature। Now the spontaneous process can be fast or slow, and the spontaneous process or spontaneity is not concerned with rate of reaction। Now rate of reaction, rate का actual meaning होता है speed, velocity, time। rate of reaction we can define time required to complete the reaction, time required to convert reactant into product, so that is not related or concerned with the rate of the reaction। So try to remember, some examples are given and what is the meaning of a spontaneous process। Okay student, after Hess's law of constant heat summation, spontaneous process, our next concept and last concept of this lecture, that is second law of thermodynamics। सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स। अब सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स स्टार्ट करने से पहले डेफिनेटली आपके माइंड में क्वेश्चन आ रहा होगा, इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स व्हाई देयर इज नीड टू स्टडी द सेकेंड लॉ। ऑलरेडी हमने फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स स्टडी किया है, so why there is need to study the second law of thermodynamics? Because first law of thermodynamics related concerned with only conservation of energy। कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी अपन ने देखे, एनर्जी नाइदर क्रिएट नॉर डिस्ट्रॉय, एनर्जी ऑफ द आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट, एनर्जी ऑफ द सिस्टम सराउंडिंग रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट, मींस इट इज टोटली रिलेटेड टू कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी ओनली। First law of thermodynamic is actually, we can say, it is incomplete। It does not concern with the flow of heat। कहीं भी फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स में हीट का फ्लो कहां से कहां हीट फ्लो करेगा, whether it flow from low body to high body, higher body to lower body, cold body to hotter body, hotter body to colder body, it is not mentioned in first law of thermodynamics. और इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि first law of thermodynamics is incomplete somewhere, and that's why there is need to study the second law of thermodynamics. And student, what is second law of thermodynamics? So the second law of thermodynamics states that the spontaneous flow of heat is always unidirectional. What is second law of thermodynamics? The spontaneous flow of heat is always unidirectional. एक ही डायरेक्शन में हीट फ्लो करेगा from higher temperature to lower temperature. The flow of heat is always unidirectional from higher temperature to lower temperature, or we can say heat cannot pass itself from colder body to hotter body without the interconversion of external work. Always हीट जो ट्रांसफर करेगा वो ट्रांसफर करेगा हॉटर बॉडी टू कोल्डर बॉडी. एक सिंपल एग्जांपल, टेक आयरन रॉड, एनी रॉड, एंड जस्ट स्टार्ट द हीटिंग. जैसे आप आयरन रॉड को हीट करने स्टार्ट करेंगे तो जो एंड पर आप हीट करते हैं तो वहां से हीट फ्लो करेगा, दैट पार्ट इज अ हॉटर पार्ट. वहां से हीट फ्लो करेगा कोल्डर पार्ट की तरफ फ्रॉम हायर टेम्परेचर टू लोअर टेम्परेचर. एंड दिस इज योर सेकंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ हीट. So what is a statement of second law of thermodynamics? The spontaneous flow of heat is always unidirectional from higher temperature to lower temperature. Now one more important concept is given, that is second law of thermodynamics and entropy. Second law of thermodynamics and entropy. In my next lecture definitely I will try to explain with example what is the mean entropy. Definitely हम study करेंगे what is entropy. Let me finish what is second law of thermodynamics in terms of entropy. So the second law of thermodynamics states that the total entropy of system and its surrounding, the total entropy of a system and its surrounding increases in spontaneous process. Spontaneous process में system और surrounding का entropy क्या होगा, increase होगा. And how to find out the total entropy of system? Total entropy, or entropy, it is represented by S, and the change in enthalpy it is represented by delta S. तो मैं delta S total कैसा find out करूंगा? So that delta S total is equal to delta S means change in entropy of system plus change in entropy of surrounding. How to find out the delta S total? Delta S of system plus delta S of surrounding. So these are the some important statement of second law of thermodynamics. So what is the second law of thermodynamics? The flow of heat is always unidirectional from higher temperature to lower temperature. Then the second law of thermodynamics is in spontaneous process is irreversible in nature. According to second law of thermodynamics, all spontaneous process is irreversible in nature. Then the total entropy of system and its surrounding increases in spontaneous process. So these are the some important concept and statement related to second law of thermodynamics. Now to decide the spontaneity of reaction, अब सपोज वन रिएक्शन इज गिवन टू यू एंड मुझे उसका स्पॉन्टेनिटी फाइंड आउट करना है, मीन्स वेदर द रिएक्शन इज स्पॉन्टेनियस और नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस. मुझे क्या फाइंड आउट करना है, वेदर द रिएक्शन इज स्पॉन्टेनियस और नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस. तो मैं वो किससे फाइंड आउट करूंगा, बाय यूजिंग डेल्टा एस टोटल. नाउ डेल्टा एस इज चेंज इन एंट्रोपी, मीन्स मैं वो रिएक्शन का चेंज इन एंट्रोपी चेक करूंगा. इफ delta S total it is greater than 0, we can say the reaction or the process is spontaneous. कब मैं उसको spontaneous बोलूंगा, when the entropy of the process reaction is greater than 0. Suppose the delta S change in entropy of the process it is less than 0. अब अगर वो जीरो से कम रहा, सो दैट प्रोसेस इज नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस process. And if the delta S total equal to zero, delta S total means entropy of the process equal to zero, we can say that process is at equilibrium. Now these points are really important to solve the numericals and for your entrance examination. So how to find out the spontaneity of process? We'll find out the change in entropy. If delta S is greater than 0, process is spontaneous. Delta S less than 0, the process is non-spontaneous. And delta S equal to 0, the process is at equilibrium. So this is all about the Hess's law of constant heat summation, spontaneous process, second law of thermodynamics. Now we will meet in next lecture for entropy.